she had to do a lot of trimming and tightening up. So she removed one of the things that was given to children free, which was milk. So they call her Thatcher, the milk snatcher. And I mean, come on, even though she did that, she still had a good run from 79 to 90, and she had a notable English politics experience and character and person and everything. It was very good. She also had a really good ally with Ronald Reagan. Again, I think again we know the great history when it comes to the U.S. and all their presidents. But I think the president who connected most with the Caribbean, and especially the Caribbean women, was Ronald Reagan. And she really strengthened her global alliance presence. So let's skim a few things here that she had done in England, and a lot of the things that Margaret Thatcher had done was primarily in England. Remember, I said that she was an economist, right? Well, she had become prime minister, and when she became prime minister, she didn't become a prime minister and was given a bouquet. She was handed something that she really had to work on, and really she had a lot of shaving and building up to do. She had to get the economy back on track. And remember, women, we manage, we administer, we do know how to lead. Okay. So she relieved, one of the ways that she really helped the economy, she relieved the government of so much of its I don't want to say responsibilities, but basically she did so much privatization that everyone is paying attention. It was like in the millions of stocks, states, whatever you choose to call it. A lot of she just really private just sold a lot of it to private companies. And I mean, they didn't like her for that. I mean, she had like 3 million people unemployed by the end of her first term, and it was growing. I think, though, that she won the election again because of her ability to build that bond with something that was very impactful. And again, one of the reasons why she was also considered an Iron Lady and really ruling with a firm fist. Have you ever heard of the Falkland Islands? It's an Argentina British debacle, and it was the Falkland Island Wars, and Argentina thought that the U.S. was going to side with them, and Reagan decided, nah, we going with England. And so that's what happened. So they sided with England instead, and it remained a British colony. I should check and see if they still are. So anyhow, like I said, a lot of her actions were in the UK. She was popular with some, but not all. Obviously, I think that's the case with everybody. She actually almost died from an IRA bombing, a terror bomb. The Irish Republican Army. Yeah, she had a thing going on there, and but she still prevailed for another 2 terms. Is it term? Yeah. So that is Margaret Thatcher in a nutshell. And I know that you guys are definitely going to completely enjoy seeing her. So seeing her, you all know y'all gonna see her. Hearing about her. And I think you should take some time to explore her Margaret Thatcher and the things that she has done. All right, so you stay tuned, stay with us here on Once We Talk It Off. I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon. You. I want you to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and like me on Facebook. I'm Careen Carlton. I want you to do that. And join me every Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. Say 1, 2, talk it off. Every Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I want you. I wasn't on. See, I still got to make sure that. All right, so let me start all over again. Thank you for staying. Thank you for coming back. And remember to share the video and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right? Help us grow. Help us develop. And if you see something, say something. I don't mind learning. All right, so tonight we continue with the strong women. This one, I don't think she's an iron lady, but more of a, as a matter of fact, and again, personality and everything. One of the things I remember was at college that she proposed to her husband, and everybody was like, oh, why are you doing that? Woman doesn't do that. Well, you know what? They were married for a very long time. So we know that the elections are just under 100 days away. So about, no, it's like 70 something days away. And we need to do our part. First of all, I gotta come in there and say that in the US, you need to do your part. If you want to see things remain the same, vote. If you want to effect change, vote. All right. Or to have things remain the same, it's like anything in this world. Too much or too little can be bad. The dosage has to be just right. So you got to do it. You get to do it so seldomly that the dosage applied to this one is as it is. So vote. All right. So tonight I want to share with you a little about the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I want to share some of her early life with you. First of all, she has been, this was a shocker to me. She has been an associate of the court since 1993. All right. This August just gone was 27 years since her initial appointment by President Bill Clinton. And, I think it's just really fantastic. Anyhow, so here are a few things that I learned about Justice Ruth Ginsburg. She actually, I think, so she's 1933. Not bad. And March 15th. She is a New Yorker. I found that out and I was like, a lot of, not just TV stars, big screen stars come out of just playing, out of New York. New York does have some really impactful people. And the other thing I felt when I heard that she was from Flatbush, I remember the first time I wanted to go to Flatbush and Flushing and those places, because when you watch the nanny on TV, you're like, well, I would like to visit this place. When you go to Flatbush and Flushing, yeah, there are some really big houses and there are some not so very big houses or some very clean places. So Flushing was like Flushing, New York. New York. Did I get that right? New York. New Yorkers are going like, what the? Oh, don't say what the. What the? Jesus is a friend of mine. Right. Anyhow, so Ruth, she actually grew up with a mother who used to spend a lot of time taking her to the library and really encouraged her to learn and read and so on. And unfortunately, when she was in high school, her mother passed away, which could be, high school is like um, teenagers, 15, 16, 17, and you lose your mother. That is one of those impactful things that is will either make you or break you. But for her, she said the bravest and strongest person I've known was taken from me so much too soon. I pray that I may be all that she would have been had she lived in an age when women could aspire to achieve, and daughters are cherished as much as sons. And one of the reasons why she said that was because of how women are treated, period, in this society. I remember seeing, different skits and stuff on TV and so on, local, American, everywhere. The women are not at the top of the totem pole. So it's not even a matter of color. I mean, yeah, if your color, if your color is treated badly, I mean, you might as well just be like dead, be tossed about and everything like that. But so she really, she really spent some time focusing on women's rights as well. So the other thing was that she and her husband actually went to Harvard Law School. She was on the Harvard Law Review, and then her husband was diagnosed with testicular cancer. Cancer is always hard. Why doesn't cancer just go? Who came up with cancer? Anyhow, so he was undergoing surgery and radiation and all that sort of stuff, and she was taking care of everything and still maintaining her studies. And then she also helped him in reference to picking up his classes and everything. And they moved the family and everything later on in that year. After she graduated and she got a job in New York City, then they moved and she transferred to Columbia Law. And she was on the Columbia Law Review. It's a woman got brain, yeah. Not just brain, she also knows how to put herself in the right places. It's more than just having the intelligence. It's also having the connectivity to that intelligence to position yourself in a place which many of us lack. All right? Many of us lack that positioning intelligence. Seriously, I may sound like I'm joking, but I'm serious. A lot of us really don't know how to position ourselves for the next. And some of us, like me, end up working diligently and religiously creating our own next when the next is already existing, and we can really just walk into the next if we position ourselves correctly. But we don't have the positioning intelligence to do that. But anyhow, so she was able to do that. And I mean, she did a lot of learning. I can go on and on and on about this lady. And she went to this and she was on this law review and that law review, Rutgers and University of Law and everything else and so on and so forth. But focusing on gender discrimination is one of her primary things because she was discriminated against during her career. And I don't know of a lawyer who is not, because she was discriminated against while she was at Harvard, and she and a few other small group of female students were asked how it felt to be taking up the spots of most deserving qualified males. And she wrote about it. She said the traditional law firms were just beginning to turn around on hiring Jews, but to be a woman, a Jew, and a mother to boot, that combination was a bit too much. I guess a bit too much for them to take. So, yeah, it's crazy. So it's like so a lot of people can say that being a woman, a black, or being a woman, a Hispanic, and It's everybody discriminates, and there's absolutely no reason why they should be discriminating. But she also went on to take on a lot of the activities that would help with women's rights at ACLU. She litigated gender equality cases, and she actually received a tenure at Columbia Law School, becoming the school's first tenured female professor. This was in 1972. So that's like what, 48 years ago. That's crazy that it would take them that long, you know. Jimmy Carter also had a play in her history. President Carter appointed her to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit Court, so in D.C. During her time there, she really built up a reputation for consensus building and well-reasoned, dispassionate arguments, writing more than 300 opinions. That's a lot of writing. You know what's writing an opinion? It's like a paper. It's like a if you know scientific papers, it's not. It's like it's pages long. It's not like a sentence or an idea. It's yeah. So a whole lot of stuff going on with her. And I am so excited to get to this next one. I'm really, really excited. We're going to talk about none other than Mia Motley when we come back.
Hi. So I just wanted to ask. So last week when we had our show, did you remember to share the video? Not on my page, on your page. Yeah, did you share it on your page? Because that's really good. That's what be that's like a warm hug for the show. I hope you did that. And if you haven't done it, make sure you do it right now, okay, guys? See you soon. Once we talk it off, 7 o'clock Mondays, Eastern Standard Time. Hi.
We're back. Wait, hold on. I got to pull this up. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. All right, so we're talking about to the Right Honorable Mia Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados. She's got a number of accolades. Another attorney. So we've had Eugenia Charles, Margaret Thatcher, RBG, and it seems like all of the women of that I'm speaking about. No, it seems like that is so crazy. But all the women that we're speaking of tonight are attorneys. And again, I got to make sure that you guys can hear me. Yes. And I see that you can hear me. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the Right Honorable Mia Motley. I really wanted to share so much more with you guys about her, but with the limitations of time, that's not going to happen tonight. So let me just start with this. Some people know hearing about Mia Motley. If you did ever, I really should. No, let me talk properly. Because that's actually, let me talk properly. If you, no, I can't talk properly because I wanted this right. If you know hear about the Honorable Right Mia Motley, you're under a rock. You understand? First of all, I have to mention that, wait, so Margaret Thatcher, I think Margaret Thatcher was also October born. Yeah, Margaret Thatcher's birthday is like about 7 days after mine. I mean, Motley's October 1st. Right, so October born is there, yes. What happened? I want to be a prime minister. Not really. I don't want to be a prime minister. So Mia Motley, 19, I'm not going to tell her age. She's born October 1st, and you guys can always find it anyhow. And she has been in politics for a while and a half, and she is also an attorney. So a politician and attorney, obviously. And when she came into politics under BLP, Barbados Labour Party. So we've got the DLP and the BLP. So it's the Barbados Labour Party and the Democratic Labour Party. And I don't remember, I can remember the year. I think she started in 1994. And she wasn't, her party wasn't, when she joined politics, her party wasn't in power then. Were they? I think they came into politics, they came into power after that. I'm not too sure, but I can always confirm that. But anyhow, so she came in 1994, and she no, her party was in power in 1994. I'm lost. I'm not lost. What am I saying? I'm not lost. So her party wasn't in, but then she won the next election, and then so from 94 to 2008, um, she was the elected person. Not their party was in power then, but she was the elected person for her constituency, and she actually held the post of Attorney General, and she was actually the first female Attorney General of Barbados. So she has a lot of firsts under her belt, and Mia Motley continues to make a lot of impactful changes in the Caribbean. And I remember when she first became Prime Minister, and it was 2000. It was May 2018. They said, "Well, she's traveling so much. Why know where my Prime Minister is?" It was so many comments you heard through the little trend, the trendings and everything. But listen, the when you understand what relationships are, and I will ask anybody who is, well, regardless of whether or not your party is BLP or DLP or whatever it is. So Barbados Labour Party, Democratic Labour Party. Um, Understand the marks that are being made in history, and understand the workings that the person is doing. So you may not agree with everybody on the party, but understand what the particular person is doing. I always say you have one party and you can decide which one it is. You'll never know, but the people who know the parties will understand. There's always one party who will, when they come into power, will spend, 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 and then the other party, when they lose and they stay really long, right? And then the other party comes in, the other party has to tighten and straighten and fix and all sort of stuff, and then the other party comes in, and all that money that was saved, they spend, 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 and then the other party has to come in and fix it. So Margaret Thatcher experienced that a couple of times. The Democratic Party in the U.S. have experienced that. Every single country has experienced it. And I remember one time it was the late, I have another late, the late Win Arthur. He was prime minister at the time. I think this is like 2000, 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. And they were encouraging all females, open your business, be an entrepreneur, be enterprising, all this sort of stuff. And this is exactly what women were doing for like about 10, 15 years. So you're pleading with young women to do this. And then I think the last 2 years of the term, they talked about the birth rate in Barbados is really low. I'm like, well, yeah, for like 15 years, y'all are telling people be enterprising. How are you going to be enterprising with children on your hip? You got to make a choice. And they chose the choice that you gave them. And you didn't really allow them to think of, you didn't really paint the picture of, you can be enterprising and still procreate. You painted the picture of like, get busy. Not get busy, get behind the truck. Get busy, get working, get moving, make money, build up the country, build up the economy, all that sort of stuff. And that's what they did. But then you forgot, wait, there was one other thing in this equation that we were missing. We need people for later. So, right. So that was an old by the way thing. And so going back to Mia Molly, she was the leader of the opposition actually in 2008 to 2010. And then again, when she um, became prime minister from 2013 to 2015. So in 2013, it was from 2000, am I right? Yes, so 2013 is when Frondell Stewart would have won the prime ministership. And so she was the leader of the opposition then. Um, and in 2018, when they won, obviously she was the leader. And what's really sucky about that is the DLP got absolutely no seats. They got all 30 seats. So that is just as um, groundbreaking and impactful as being the first female. You were the first female. You call that a landslide? That was not a landslide. That was a avalanche. That was an earthquake. What was that? Any other thing you call crushing? That was a bulldozer on an ant. It was crazy. And it also showed the climate of the country and the mindset of the people in the country at that particular time. And we have to wonder if it's changing, if it's for the better, if it's for the good. We have to see. We do know that a lot of relationships are being created, not just with other Caribbean islands, but she's creating relationships with Dubai, with Africa. So she went to Nigeria. She went to, I think it was Ghana, and a couple other African countries that she has been to, and she has created alliances with them and built relationships that the two countries can coexist. And so we know that a lot of countries you need a visa to go to, and she was able to work out different agreements with these countries. Um, Now, you guys have seen on here before. This is one of her family members, and I just want to mention that because we'll have him on again. Great topics we'll talk about. Uh, but one thing for sure is that Mia is highly influenced by her family. Elambe Motley, Ernest Motley is he was a real estate broker, and so her grandfather was Ernest Motley, and when I learned that he was a real estate broker, I was like, huh. So even if she wasn't going to be an attorney, she was going to get involved in something that involved the law. Yes, real estate does involve the law heavily, and he was the first mayor of Bridgetown. I'm not going into her thing. Her father, Elliot Motley, he was also an attorney, and he sat in the House of Assembly. And I know that a lot of people are thinking, well, yeah, so that's why she was influenced, but not necessarily, because there are a couple of people who would have been in families who were attorneys, but they didn't become attorneys, but she decided to become one. And her family, one thing you'll recognize is the younger generation of leaders are being birthed from forget the generations of 1901 and 1876 and everything else. If their parents were like 40 something in 19 something, that uh, offspring is going to have an upbringing of being influenced heavily in something that points them in the direction. A lot of the times when you see this, it's not because, oh, I saw something great one day and I decided. No, it's continuously nurtured in them. And so she had that experience, and so on. So so I wanted to share this, that Elliot Motley, he was, let me see if I got this right. So he married Santa Tappan. So that was right. So Arturo is her cousin because the mother was a Tappan, right? Anyhow, so then, they blah blah blah. Long story short, she continued going on. She actually worked with Errol Barrow at one point in time. And bringing it fast forward, I gotta mention the people I know. She was actually very well connected as well to the late Prime Minister David Thompson. He passed away in 2010 October. I remember so well. And the beauty, like, remember I said earlier when I was talking about Margaret Thatcher and the politics of the parliament and how they would, banter with each other, taunt each other, and all that sort of stuff. She is the godmother of his some of his kids, one of his children, I think it was. I think it's the last one, Osa, and so they had good relationships. You walk into to Parliament, and I have one shop here, and you have one shop here, and we're both going to buy milk. And when we buy that milk, we're going to sell the milk. We just might sell it at different prices with some flowers on top. But Mia Motley has been really active in Barbados politics, and also even before the politics of Barbados, she has always been creating great relationships with everybody, people in her constituency, people in her party, people around her will always say that she is approachable. She is an easy person to talk to, and she don't mind giving you a little Bajan dialect because that's who we is. We is Bajans. So you say, hey, Miss Motley, how you doing? I good, man. How you? That's just how it is. It's not, hello. Well, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? Nah, 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 Jade. It's like, yeah, how you? I good. How you? You good? That's how it is. And I know people are talking, it's a small country. Well, if it's a small country, what is stopping? She's at the top of the country. What is stopping her from being aloof? What is stopping her from pretending to wave from so afar? And why can't we all just be cool and chilled with each other? What's the problem with that? One of the things that was really impactful for me with her involvement in politics is when she was involved in youth affairs. She actually helped the youth entrepreneurship scheme. She established it. I shouldn't say help. She established the youth entrepreneurship scheme and the National Youth Development Program, and she actually became the deputy prime minister shortly after she did a lot of these little stints. And it wasn't because of these stints, but because she had the positioning intellect, the positioning intelligence to work with, connect with, and you know build up that reputation and all that sort of stuff. So anyhow, so not too far from her birthday in 2010, she was appointed leader of the opposition. The leadership of the opposition position was taken away from her, and it was really, the entire country was like, what's going on? He playing with your feelings. What happened in here? She was basically fired from the position, from the way it looked to us. I don't want to say that's what it was, but it was like, wait, she was basically fired because everybody in the thing was, it was a no confidence vote by 5 of her colleagues, and 5 MPs supported her, supported supported Prime Minister Owen Arthur, the late Prime Minister Owen Arthur, who assumed the position that same day, and after another leadership election was where he basically, defeated her. So, she has been doing quite a bit of fighting, and it has not always been pretty for her to be doing the fighting that she's been doing, because you know what? Very few women are gonna have things handed to them, and if this handed to you, people are gonna taunt you like, you got it, you got it, you got it, you hold on tight here, hold on tight here. It's crazy. Anyhow, I just want to say that last year on here, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna click share. And then I'm going to share it to a whole bunch of places so that you guys know that we're doing this right now. And I don't want to be banned from any, oh my gosh, any groups. So I'm going to make sure that everything is A-okay. Now, let me see. One of the things I want to do is to make sure that my guests can get on, because sometimes that can also go awry. So we got to make sure that that happens. And some things have been different recently with Facebook, but that's okay. We will figure that out, and we will also try our best to make sure that she gets on. So first of all, let's do our sharing. So I'm going to share in as much places as possible. And like I said, I'm trying not to share in places that will try to get me all kicked off of Facebook or whatever it is. So places that will share the video as well. So I'm doing this, and I'm hoping that you guys will share the video with your friends, your family, and everybody else. And I can't do this very much right now. It's not the simplest and easiest thing you ever think that you're able to do. But yeah, so tonight we are going to be talking about just taking care of your body. And you know how it goes. If anything goes awry, listen, I'm going to take this thing to the hills and run with the horns. Take the bull by the horns, they say, right? And that's exactly what I'm going to do tonight if things don't go the way we want it to go. All right. So yeah, I can't keep up with that right now. I can't do the whole sharing thing, sharing. Listen, that's a task. Okay, that's a task. All right. So I'm also doing a watch party in my group called the C2 Project. And before we go any further, I've got to let you guys know that watch the C2 Project. We are now an internet TV channel. So just in case you're thinking of that special opportunity, that new platform, that new area that you can dip into, if you've got projects that are going on right now, we welcome them. We're accepting content. You go to the website and you click on that button on our contact us page, and you'll be able to get all a form where you can actually download. Actually, no, you fill the form online and you can upload content and send it to us. And we're working on some other things as well. This Saturday, we are going to really having a big bang and pushing the information out there on Saturday at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, before daylight saving time kicks in and everybody's like, wait, hold on, is it 4:00 or 5:00? So before that kicks in, we are going to be having our mini premiere. Okay, so some of the people that we'll be having will be Amplifiers TV. So if you've heard of all the Kingdom amplifying that they have been doing, they are going to be on the channel. We'll also be having Mark Andre Daniel with his meditations of our Father. We will also be having some real estate. We'll be having Claudia and a number of other things as well on there. So make sure you stay tuned, stay with us. And one of the things that you want to do tonight is share this video with your friends, because tonight we're, with all the things that are going on around us, one of the things we need to be able to do is to keep ourselves as healthy as possible. And right now I have to hydrate. We have to keep ourselves healthy and protect our system from things that want to attack us. One of the ways that we're going to do that is by chatting with Sandy Stevens. She's going to be joining us once I figure out how to get Sandy on this page, because as we would say back home, sometimes it's really interesting how we're able to not get this done, but we're going to get Sandy on here. Even if I have to stop this and start it again, that's exactly what I will do to get Sandy on here. All right. Now, Sandy, if you're watching, I would love if you would comment. That would be great. And let me know that you're there, you're ready, you're available, and you're good to go. And you know what I should also have done? All right, so Sandy's telling me she's unable to click on anything. One of the other things I forgot to do is to start Instagram. Hi, Instagram. Okay. So Sandy, if you can't get on Facebook, feel free to jump on Instagram. She's saying that she can't click on anything, which is really weird. It should have something on there that is clickable. Here we go. Let's see. Instagram is popping up. Instagram is becoming live. All right. Right. So like I said here, I'm just trying to see how I can get this sorted out. If not, like I said, hey, listen, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And let me see if I can do this. I think I just bumped myself out of my own thing. Okay, right. I think I'm still A-okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on. I don't know if there's anybody that's got Facebook down pack who is their own one-man team. Sandy is just literally just supposed to be one button you're able to click, and we'll figure it out in just a minute to see why you're not able to click on that button. All right, here we go. Yeah, just trying to see why that is, why you're not able to see it. All right, so I'm going to try one more time to see if I can add her in there. Listen, Instagram, I love you guys. Yeah, right. So I'm not able to get Sandy on. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get Sandy to give me a call, and then we will just have her voice. And I'm sure you guys will be able to hear. Let's see how it goes here.
Hello, Careen.
Hi, Sandy.
Hello.
Okay, so we can't seem to get Facebook to do what we want to do, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. Listen, I can't figure this out. I don't know why, but if you guys can hear Sandy, now that's the other thing. I don't even know if people can hear everything that I'm doing right now. If you guys can hear Sandy, click like, give me a sad face, give me an angry face, give me something. But if you can hear Sandy, that'd be really great to let me know. If you can hear her. Right, well, we're on the telephone, so other people who would be on Facebook and Instagram and so on may not be able to hear us very well. And Instagram say, yes, we can hear. Well, Instagram is external, so they are able to hear very well. All right, so Sandy, let's get cracking with this thing, because it seems like we are able to get this on. Actually, you know what? I can actually figure out if I can hear you. Hang on. Let me do this. Okay, yeah. So Sandy, we can hear you for sure. All right, so we can hear you. I just need to figure out how to get this out of here now. Are you still there? Okay. All right, so this is what, we can't see each other, but we'll be able to do it nevertheless. So this is one of the things that we want to jump right into before anything else goes really far left, is just talking about the whole clean living, clean living without compromise, living your best life, not just in reference to beauty and so on, but just a healthy life altogether. And guys, that's what we want to talk about this evening. All right, so Sandy, I'm gonna let you take it away.
I could talk on this topic for 3 days.
Oh, we only got 30 minutes. Okay.
But actually, all of that is so connected. to your immune system.
Right.
And so if we, and obviously everybody is interested in how am I going to prevent COVID? How am I going to
Yeah.
prevent getting sick? How am I going to, so let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about, what is your immune system?
Right.
Let me tell you, it's a gift that you're doing before you're even born. And it's a system
Right.
inside you that very simply helps you shoo away disease. It helps you fight disease.
Yeah.
As much as it absolutely prevents disease. But it can slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things we can do to boost the effectiveness of
Right.
that immune system. Help our kids boost it and stay healthier and survive disease. So, and believe me, your immune system started working long before you were born. You were still in the womb. That immune system started working. And if you treat it right and take care of it, it'll last you for a long, very fulfilling life with some education and right decisions. There's a lot you can do to support.
When you say education, what do you mean?
I mean, well informed about what are the things you can do to boost your immune system. For example, in your immune system is obviously a key player. The coronavirus is a key player against all kinds of disease. And it's simply a very complex system inside your body. But there's some things that you can do to protect. And one of the number one things, it doesn't cost you anything to do this, is to release the stress in your life.
Oh, yeah. Everybody is really full of stress. And sometimes we really need to just de-stress a little bit and really put things in priority, put things in order so that we're able to really just live our best and healthiest life. And sometimes we don't understand that we can live our best and healthiest lives when we are really not stressing ourselves out about so many different things. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Right. So, yeah, so we're just living our best lives. And the simplest way to do that is to not stress ourselves out about a whole lot of stuff. I've tried that, but okay. I'll try that, but okay. But I want to talk a little bit. I want to jump right into understanding what free radicals and antioxidants are. Yeah. Right. Oh, I've actually started to do that elimination of harmful chemicals in the house, cleaning products, and even bath soaps and facial washes and stuff that we use. I'll actually tell you guys about it. If you want to find out about what I'm using, I'll put my information there so you guys can give me a call. Okay. Well, you guys can all just message me anyhow. But yeah, there's some systems that I've been using that are really helpful. Yep. Eat them. So I said we eat them. Yep. Yep. Mhm. Right.
Riches and luxury, we as the household of faith must measure carefully how our will lines up with the will of God and what is the true measure of greatness in His eyes.
So what are some of the things that we can like um in reference to intake? Would you say it's a lot of people when they talk about free radicals, they will think of berries and vegetables and so on. What would you say is the best intake to help with that? Mhm. Right. Right. Yeah. Like taking daily.
In this single act that Jesus performed with His disciples, He demonstrated an amazing balance between greatness and humility. The word says, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into His hands, and that He had come from God and went to God, He rose up from supper and laid aside His garments and took a towel and girded Himself. After that, He poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with a towel with which He was girded. Jesus demonstrated that service is not about convenience because He had just finished eating supper and His tummy was full. No doubt, He had an enjoyable moment with His disciples, but He used this as an opportunity to serve. In fact, just
Hi. So, I just wanted to ask. So last week when we had our show, did you remember to share the video? Not on my page, on your page. Yeah, did you share it on your page? Because that's really good. That's like a warm hug for the show. I hope you did that. And if you haven't done
Right,
it,
because obviously
make sure
you had a lot of healing, a lot of effort, all this good, no, and all that sort of stuff. No, and a lot of healing had to happen.
Making just one connection during recovery from mental and substance use disorders can put the strength of family and community behind you. We're all connected, offering encouragement, support, and hope. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
For confidential information on mental and substance use disorders, including prevention and treatment referrals for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Guys, hey, 1, 2, talk it up. Now 1, 2, talk it up. Say, hey, up, 1, 2, talk it up. 1, 2, talk it up. I'm Careen Carlton with you this evening. Hey, what's going on? I hope all is well with you guys. Now, you know what we start off doing, right? First of all, we start off with share, and some more sharing. Now, tonight, before we do anything else, I got to sharing with you, what we're talking about. We're talking about your immune system. We're talking about antioxidants, free radicals, and all those other things that you can do to help you move forward in